Hello, welcome to the Lalantia show. Today I'm coming on to share a message or messages from this energy that came forward. And she is an angel from Andromeda. So before I go into that, I am going to introduce myself in case you are new here. So my name is Lalantia. I'm a psychic realm channeler and energy healer, and I work with the magical realms most of the time, or mostly, or that's my specialty. So I work with dragons, unicorns, mermaids, fairies, all of the different magical beings. I work with angels sometimes, work with different galactic beings, ascended masters. I work with a lot of different energies, Sophia. So I definitely don't limit myself with the magical beings, but that's kind of my specialty, my special place, and what I'm most comfortable with, and most uncomfortable with at the same time. But everything that I do is about consciousness and expanding our consciousness and our connection to ourself and remembering our ancient wisdom and our power as humans, as we connect more with ourselves and with our wholeness of all of our lifetimes and experiences. And it's just an energy that resides within us that we can't ever release because it's a part of us. We don't necessarily remember all of our past lives, but it's the energy is there. We don't need to remember it all. It's still there. So everything is about that and connecting to that. And a lot of the work that I do leads to our past lives on other planets. Now, we are here on Earth right now for a reason, because we are a part of the change. We are meant to be teachers, healers, channels, psychics, whatever words you want to use. We are here to do this work, to awaken the planet, to help people recognize the illusions of this world. So when I work with these beings from other planets, they can show up as many different beings. I work with elves from Sirius and dragons from the Pleiades, and so many different beings that I'm not even going to start going into, but I'll share more messages from more beings as well. But today I'm going to share a message from this angel from Andromeda, which was a little bit of a different experience for me because I do not specialize in working with angels. I mean, Archangel Michael, sometimes I'll call in. I have had, plenty of experiences, but it's not something, it's usually like either super personal. I don't really feel called to teach about any of it, or it's with my clients and it's just a part of our session because they have a connection with them. So it's definitely, I don't want to say that I don't work with them, but it is definitely not something that I specialize in or do super frequently. So when the angel came in, it was very obvious to me that she was an angel. I saw her wings, but her wings were probably more so that I knew that she was an angel because they were angel wings and not fairy wings. I saw them as very tall, much taller than her. They were closed, but they were like, you could see the tops of them rose above her head. Probably a little bit higher than that. I'm running out of camera space here, but they rose above her. But herself, she was more of a light in the form, loose. Yeah, she was in a form of a woman. Like I was also feeling her energy. So kind of piece it together with feeling and seeing, but I saw her more as a brilliant light. Like I would say probably the color that stood out the most was yellow, but I also feel a lot of purple and maybe some deeper blues as just a part of her energy, but not necessarily how I saw her. When I saw her, I saw more of her as a brilliant yellow light, or golden light even would fit. And she was just a very, very loving presence. She is a very loving presence. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share messages from her and what is important to know. And this is so that well, you'll see as we talk about it, because this is actually the point of the whole conversation, or a lot of the conversation is expanding our consciousness and removing the illusions. And that's when I sat down, I channeled a little bit before coming on so that I was well connected with her energy. So she's present here today, and I'm just going to take a moment to ask her to come in. And if you would like, you can, as you're watching this, just set the intention to open your heart to receive any guidance or information that you need from her as well. And allow yourself to open up to her presence. I'm going to take a drink real quick. So one thing that she's saying is that you are part of the collective consciousness, and your being matters. Your consciousness matters, where your thoughts matter, your energy matters. It all matters because you are a part of all of it. Now, some of you are saying my energy doesn't matter. I'm just one person. It doesn't matter if I follow my awakening or if I hide or whatever, besides the fact that, you know, the lessons that you're here to learn, if you don't learn them, you're just going to come back and learn them in another lifetime. But your consciousness is imperative for you to have an awareness of, to drop the illusions. And you are here to be a part of the illusions falling on earth as we awaken further to the truths of the universe and to the earth and our human experiences, to understand the expansiveness of all that is, and to know that there is far more than meets the eye. Now, your consciousness is a part of the collective consciousness. So your awareness and your awakening within yourself is important so that you can be a part of the change, which is a reason that you are here. A reason, not the only reason. You are here to be a part of the winds of change and supporting this new growth and this new awakening, this surge of awakening that is happening on earth at this time. You are a part of all that is, and you matter. But you may not recognize that within yourself. It's easier to recognize that within others. You must allow yourself to see your own divinity in your own light. You must allow yourself to understand that there is more than you can understand, that your consciousness or your awareness is not yet ready to fully have comprehension. Your human self cannot yet fully understand all that is. This is an awakening. It is in layers, and it does not happen all at once. Now, wherever you are on your path, it is important to know that there is always more. And there is no one that is alive now on earth that knows all, not consciously. You hold within you the spirit of the universe. Your lifetimes on other planets and other galaxies is important to your personal mission. For you alone are like a puzzle. Each of your lifetimes or major experiences, lessons, purposes, a part of the puzzle that is you and your greater purposes on earth. You may not yet recognize what these greater purposes are, but as each of these puzzle pieces from your past lives comes into play, coming and connecting with your other lifetimes, then the greater picture begins to unfold. Now, this does not mean that you may remember each of these past lives, but you can awaken a memory, an access point in which you have an awakening to an energy from a past life, some of which is conscious and some is not. All comes together to create a greater picture. Now, some of you are denying this. You are fearful because you do not yet know your past lives, or you do not know how to connect to your past lives. It is important to recognize that you may not connect to each of these past lives individually. but it is likely you will connect with many in some form. It may be a fleeting thought, feeling. It may be patterns that repeat themselves within your life, teaching you an important lesson. This lesson comes into play in the greater picture and the puzzle that is you and your greater purpose upon earth. You came to earth to be a part of the change. You are the only one that can do your purposes. As each of your puzzle pieces falls into place and the greater picture becomes clear, you will understand that all of it is connected. Your last puzzle piece will only fall into place moments before your life is to be finished on earth for this lifetime. Therefore, you will never know the whole great picture of your purposes, for there will always be more. It does not have to be a difficult process. It can be simple. It is you that complicates the unveiling. It is you that complicates putting these puzzle pieces in place. For you try to connect the pieces, forcing them into holes in which they do not fit. Stop the fight and the struggle. The puzzle pieces will naturally fall into place as you follow the path of your heart's desires, as you trust in the unfolding of all that is within your life, as you allow the constant and consistent expansion, always reaching for the next point in which to be a part of the change and the greater impact on earth. It is not something that needs to be fought for. It is something that you must allow. But in your endeavor to move forward with consistency, you will always see the path before you, always leading you. But this depends upon you having a great trust in the universe and that infinite power that is ever available. There is infinite possibilities, a never-ending path of joy. You must not allow yourself to be limited in your current consciousness, for your consciousness is ever expanding as you awaken. And remember, as more puzzle pieces fall into place and begin to reveal a greater picture. Your human mind questions much, but the questions can reveal more if you do not allow the fear to take hold. Questions are not bad. Questions put into play a greater picture as you allow yourself to see and explore more. Your consciousness is ever expanding. Do not limit it. Do not allow yourself to believe that there is not more or that you know all. There is always more. You must have a strong conviction in the path before you. And when you feel weakened and in despair, find the conviction within you for being a part of the greater change, a greater purpose, to create an earth of love and compassion, of community and connection, of oneness. You are a part of this change. Do not discount yourself. Do not deem yourself unworthy. For I tell you now, you are a great part of this greater picture. Your light, your energy, your purpose, your whole and complete puzzle is a part of the greater puzzle, the greater picture that is being created here now. Now I bring myself to you at this time to remind you to drop the boxes, the conditioning, the small belief systems, for there is far more than you can yet imagine. For I, as an angel of Andromeda, know that Earth is experiencing divinity and light like never before. My mission now is to help you remember your mission. For I come to you from the greater realms where we understand what is to come may be painful and difficult. It may feel like an impossible task before you to be the change that Earth needs. But I assure you, this is not impossible. And in fact, you have done far more than you yet acknowledge or understand. You do not see the full picture, so you do not yet know what you have completed already. We have seen many planets fall in many solar systems and within the galaxy of Andromeda. We have felt much sadness as we have had to allow some planets to be distinguished. But Earth is full of hope and love. Earth must be respected and cared for and seen for her true beauty. You may not yet understand that you are truly a magnificent being of light, and your light is needed upon Earth and for your greater mission. When she steps back, she bows her head. As she steps back further, she's saying thank you. Thank you for being you, for showing up, for just doing the best you can. And one thing that she didn't say, but I'm feeling it really strongly, is that she also understands that it's not easy as we go through being human and dealing with this physical world, dealing with money, with political unrest, with wars. But these things, these lessons, these experiences are all a part of what helps us to be the creators of the new earth. It all is our teachers. Every experience is a teacher. So if we dismiss it, then we're not really respecting it. We're not respecting the energy. We're not respecting ourselves. and seeing that we actually went through something that is really important, even though it feels so unpleasant and is so hard in the moment. We need to respect it and know that that is a part of that greater plan and the lessons that we need to be the greater plan, to live our greater purpose. So this angel, she says that her name is Whitney, which feels like a very human name, but she humanized it. She made it so that we can understand it because it's way too complicated. When I read the energy of her name, I can't put it in a human name box. It doesn't fit. But Whitney is what she says. To call her Whitney. I think that's everything for this message for today. I think that there's a lot here to think about and remember, our consciousness and always expanding our consciousness and breaking down those boxes and not assuming that we know everything, or also not feeling like we don't know anything. We know what we need to know, and we are always learning more. We are always expanding more. We are always stepping into more. But we also need to remember that in this moment, everything is as it is meant to be in this moment. We are creating change from this moment. We are always creating more change, but we're creating change from this moment. And being enough and seeing enough and knowing that everything is enough in this moment is important. That doesn't mean that we aren't expanding or stepping into a greater expansion. Okay, I'm going to leave this here. I don't know how long this video was. It might have been really long. I was just channeling and going with the flow of it, and it feels like she could probably talk a lot more, but I'm just going to leave it there. I really enjoyed channeling this message. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Also, I guess the end of the video comments, if you aren't already a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe. I would love to have you leave a comment below with your thoughts. I also would like to invite you to my group. I have a Facebook group. It's called Sorceress's Circle. I host it with my friend Natalie. We go live 3 times a week. We share channeled messages on Mondays. That is for the collective in the group. And kind of the energy of the week. And then we channel for individuals on Wednesdays. And on Fridays, we have conversations, which is about all kinds of different things regarding spirituality. So definitely click the link below and check out our group and join us there. We would love to have you. If you feel called to work with me, if you would like a session for you or to find out any of my programs, my website is linked below. I do mentorship. I do one-on-one sessions. Just reach out to me to see where I am in that and what my schedule may look like at the time of you watching this, whenever that may be. But yeah, my website link should be in the comments or in the description below. So thank you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.